This is the Old 77 Podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Old 77 Podcast.
Go Cardinals!
What's your go-to?
What?
When you're referencing male ejaculate?
Hey,
What's your favorite word for spooge? Hey, oh.
White excitement.
Hot toddy.
Sheeman.
Here, Sheeman.
Duke. God damn, I'm gonna Duke all over you.
Firing off some knuckle children.
Gentleman's relish. Excuse me there, ma'am. I have some gentleman's relish to spread on your cracker.
Who are you?
Turn it up, let it blast.
Hey, bitches. This is Old 77 Podcast.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe world.
Impressive.
Warning. Foul language may occur due to the subject matter.
Nice beaver.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
Join our Patreon Clubhouse today. Clubhouse members get early access to episodes and exclusive after-hours content at patreon.com/theold77podcast.
Yeah, boy.
Thanks for listening.
Let's get weird. Let's get weird.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to the comfy confines of the Old 77 Studios. This is the Old 77.
That's right, Scott. It's a safe place.
In an unsafe world, Dave.
World. That's it.
It is.
That's all we're going to do tonight.
It's so unsafe-ish.
I like it.
Right? Why not?
So we should open the show by announcing that Dustin is in fact not dead.
Yes, no. As previously recorded on this file.
Yes.
Yes, we didn't do a show at that point, but we normally do the show. What we record around 8ish.
Yeah, try to. Yeah.
We go with Dave's schedule. You know, he
Yeah,
teaches
I teach.
late at night.
Yeah.
Nope, no worries, man. You know, we work around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Dustin's usually one of the first dudes here.
Not one of.
No, he is the first dude always through the door.
Yep.
He's always the first guy, man.
Yep.
Always.
Yep. Dustin,
Shows at 8. Dustin's here at 6:15, bro.
Yep. Yep. Shows at 8 tonight. It's 9:05 right now. Where are you, bro? Huh?
We called him. We texted him. Oh,
We thought he was dead.
My boy's dead. He ain't answering
Seriously,
anything.
because like we were talking off the air, like 99% of the time when I text that dude, like he gets back quick.
on it,
he gets back quick, and so
I envy dudes like you because I try to be that way and I can't.
you know what, dude? I envy dudes like you
Ugh.
that don't have their fucking phone attached to them at all times.
I try to like separate it, but half the time it's just because I've lost it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, you know.
whatever you got to do, man.
It works. Just saying.
One of the articles that I have pulled up for tonight is somebody is suing the social media companies and claiming that it's a defective product because, and we know this.
Well, we know this.
It causes depression,
Yeah.
anxiety, all kinds of shit, and so.
It does do all that, though. I will agree.
Yeah, and so I envy the people that in 2023 have managed to not, be on Facebook or I mean I know you're there, but people
Right.
people that don't necessarily answer me right away when I text them.
Man, one of my best friends, Tim Mize. He's on the radio back home.
Yeah, I've heard
calls
that name.
games. I love Tim.
Yeah,
He's a brother from another mother.
yeah, you've mentioned him before.
My guy is literally social media free.
Good for him.
He's
man.
not on. He refuses to get on Facebook. I tried to get him on Facebook so I could get him on the show.
Yeah,
No.
dude, I've reduced mine. Mainly, I've reduced Facebook because it's fucking toxic. I've managed
It
to
is.
completely stay off of Twitter. I've managed to completely stay off of TikTok.
Yep.
I've managed to completely stay off of Snapchat. The only other one that I do is Instagram, and the only reason why I still do Instagram is because I can follow interesting people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
you
that.
can actually learn some shit on Instagram if you follow the right accounts.
See, that used to be Twitter. You could learn some things on Twitter. And what has Twitter become lately?
Man.
Oh, man.
I hope I don't offend any of my friends, but I'm not quick to follow just like my real life friends on Instagram.
Right.
I'm more like to follow, like guitar
Isn't that what that's all for, though?
guitar stuff and
right?
and funny stuff. Like I love Snoop Dogg's Instagram is one of the most beautiful things in the world. I follow people that make me laugh. People that are
Snoop
into
Dogg.
UFOs and shit like that. I follow those people.
Right.
But for the most part when I'm on Instagram, I'm not reading, political shit.
No, you're not doing that?
People complain. Yeah, I feel like I feel like, I don't know, for whatever reason, I guess it's just the way that it's designed. I feel like people are a lot less prone to talk about political shit on Instagram, mainly because like you have to post a picture or a video. Yeah.
I think that's why, because you have to have some kind of physical media to go with it. Now, if it was like Twitter, where you only have a certain amount of characteristics, what is it now? Is it still 140?
No, they made it 280.
280 now, so they doubled it. Okay.
Yeah, and they may have even made it longer.
I wish they would just make it unlimited.
I think that
I always have to edit, like when I go to post our show on Twitter, which I've been doing again lately.
Yeah.
Every time I have to post it, it never allows me to put all of our description out. I always have to edit it some way, always for Twitter.
Let me see what their max character is, because I know they
I
went.
think you're right. I think it is 280.
Well, they went from 140 to 280, but
come on, Elon, make that a thing.
I think it's more than that now.
Give me some I only need unlimited characteristics to tweet. Come on, bro.
Twitter, I don't know why I'm having trouble like Googling this shit right now. Maximum characters. I think it's, I don't know. I'll figure it out on the break.
And like, I don't understand the whole Snapchat thing.
Yeah.
Like the community behind Snapchat. I understand the concept of Snapchat, where you're, I guess, sending each other messages that disappear, right? You're like, oh, here's my boobie. Bloop. You don't want anybody to see that, so it goes away. But now you can save them and reference that and go back to it.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, and you can do all sorts of stuff with it now. Like, I know people who use Snapchat as their means of communication.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
Well, even if you can delete shit, or if shit automatically deletes, what's going to stop somebody from recording their screen?
Dude, that's only from your phone. That's the service still has your image. Mm-hmm. Don't fool yourself in thinking once it's gone from your phone that it's gone forever.
Right.
It's still out there.
Because anybody can screenshot anything or record anything.
And that's your information that you gave to this company. What if the government came to that company asking about your information?
Yeah, which they have.
Which they do.
To, AT&T, cell phone companies.
Anytime they run your records.
Internet providers.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, internet's a big one. Talking about internet safety and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of my TV safety, my TV hasn't gone off any other time.
What do you mean it hasn't gone off?
So last week, the TV downstairs here was being connected remotely. And since that time,
it was giving us that weird message.
Right.
Yeah.
And since that time, I haven't locked anything down.
Yeah.
But because mainly it's not a smart TV, so I don't know how anything gets in it remotely.
Yeah.
But nothing else has showed up.
Do you remember what was the message that popped up on the screen?
Oh, it was like an audio video, like.
But then the message was like, something wasn't like, if you're ready for this or some shit like that.
Yeah, you had to like, are you ready to connect or blah blah blah. Yes, no.
Yeah, but it was like the way that it was worded. It to me seemed like somebody was playing a joke or something.
I don't know.
Because it was like, are you ready for this? Or like the wording of it, like it didn't seem like it was just like some
Hey man, if it's the same people that get the stuff I've seen, I worry what it could be then if we click yes.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because I'm guilty of sending that shit too if their TV's unlocked, man,
Everything.
The only one I worry about is I got a set of neighbors just directly across. They're a very old elderly couple, and I love them to death. Like this old lady, I don't know them. I just want to preface that I don't go over. I'm not a neighborly dude.
Yeah. Neither am I. For the most part.
That's why I envy where you're at. You don't have neighbors.
I don't even have to try to be neighborly where I live. Right.
And they're nice. I get to see them. They watch over my house. I know it. They got that old people looking through the window.
They're good people.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Those people.
Yeah.
And I always see the older lady. She's always in her nightgown.
Yeah.
God, that's what I want to be when I'm older, man.
Yeah.
Just Hugh Heffing it the rest of my life for a certain point.
I was talking with...
Just straight up go, nope, tired of wearing clothes.
So remember I showed you the picture of the guitar. So I have like a 9-year-old female student who today came into her lesson with a big, hard shell guitar case.
Right.
And she popped the case open, and it was an old Gibson acoustic guitar. And so I sent the picture to my buddy Mark, who is, knows anything and everything about all of that shit. And he told me what he thought it was. And so I Googled, the model. It's worth about $1,000,
Okay.
not a cheap chunk of change that thing's worth. Where was I going with that, Scotty? What were we talking about right before that?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know either. Good show so far.
Oh, hey, you know what? That leads me right into our next topic.
What's that?
Next week on the show, so we started the show tonight. Just heads up, Dustin will be walking in. You would probably hear the dogs going off and Dustin coming in.
This whole segment is the setup.
This whole segment is the setup.
Yeah.
So next week on the show, we're planning on having our personal bud tender from Shangri-La on. We hope. We hope. I mean, I don't know. Like at this point, I don't know for sure if it's going to be next week or whatever. But I know within the next few weeks.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's that. He's got big plans that I won't mention on air yet.
I didn't even know about some of them.
Yeah,
that's awesome if that comes true.
Yeah. So,
that's our boy Caleb.
Yeah. With a K.
With a K. So if you're a medical marijuana recipient here in Missouri, feel free, roll up into Shangri-La on the Boulevard, Missouri Boulevard.
Or in like in 2 weeks, go in there even if you don't have a med card.
You know, in a couple of weeks, it's coming up, right? Every time I go up in there, I always see them up in the front. They're answering phones. Nope, February.
I'm sure they probably had to hire a whole new person just to answer phones, man.
Yeah.
I did notice, because I was just in there yesterday because it was Waxy Wednesday. I have noticed in my more recent trips that I've seen a lot of new faces.
Yeah, I've seen a few too.
Yeah, and that's just them getting ready for recreational.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm really interested to see what happens after this is implemented as far as with prices go and supply.
Yeah.
Supply and demand.
Well, we had allegedly heard that they had bought a building too.
A nearby building.
Yeah, for stocking and supplying purposes.
Warehousing purposes,
for something like that and a product like that, wouldn't you have to like fortify that building?
One would think, probably.
I would think that legally you would have to, but then again, they don't legally have to fortify a liquor establishment.
Yeah, I guess, when it's legal, people don't, it's not.
You're probably right.
You don't see, people do rob liquor stores, but they don't rob the liquor. They rob the money from the register, so. The thing with cannabis, though, is, with it being an all cash. Hey, look who's here, Scott. Look who's here. Our main man, Dustin Bircham in the house.
Let's get that tabletop cam going. There we go.
Our man.
Hey, we see half of him right now.
How was your name?
Oh, look at that. Dude, he's still got bedhead going on. I love it.
Dude, I literally woke up. When I called you guys, I was putting on pants.
Okay, thank you for putting on pants.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Thank you for that.
Oh man!
Let me ask you what happened. Did you set an alarm and it didn't go off?
That was the first thing he said.
I have a weekly alarm.
Yeah.
That because we usually record around 7:15ish.
Yeah.
Sometimes 8ish. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I usually get here about 7ish.
Right. Yeah.
And
that's what we were just talking. Like Dustin's always the first one here.
That's why we thought you were dead.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. We were like, do we have to go out? Yeah. Do we have to look for this guy?
No, you did the right thing when you got a hot girl to call me.
Yeah, my buddy Charity, our buddy Charity.
Us two ugly mugs. Fuck us. Hot chick every time.
She can sing too.
Well, she is. Saying. She does. She's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah,
no, what happened was I turned off the alarm because I'd sent you guys a text and it was like 8ish, right?
Yeah.
And then I scrolled because I wanted to make sure I read it right.
That's why we were concerned.
Yeah.
And so I scrolled back up and I was like, okay, yeah, Dave did say 8ish.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Rather than set a new alarm, I just deleted the old one.
Yeah.
And I figured I would get up in time because I did tell Alexa, because every weekend I tell Alexa, remind me to go down to Scotty's. And it's funny how she always butchers that because it was like, here's your reminder. Go Scotty's. Go see Scott. Go see Scotty's.
Yeah.
Go down to Scott. Or
she can't say it the right way.
She'll butcher it.
Yeah. Somewhere an FBI informant's like, he's buying weed here.
That's right. So is it like at a certain time each Thursday that she reminds you? Or
no,
is it like...
I tell her before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I come home from work, and first thing I do every day is take a nap.
That's I wish I had that dedication, man.
That's my first order of business. I believe in putting the important things first.
Absolutely, bro.
And
I read a thing the other day, and they said that taking naps is like linked to like dying early.
What? Fuck it.
But I think it's bullshit. It's still worth it.
You know what? You're gonna die anyway. You might
It's
as well die
still
well
worth
rested.
it, man. I don't get many naps these days, but man, I love them when I do.
Old
Yeah.
people.
And the fact that you
Old
have
people take
managed
naps all the time.
to carve a chunk out of your daily schedule for a nap, dude, mad props.
Dude, that's a man who has no children right there.
Yeah, for
Amen.
sure. Yeah, you would not.
Amen.
If you were me or this man over there,
Oh
you
my
would
God.
not. You would not have naps.
You would wake up in your 10-minute nap, about 5 seconds in because somebody got stabbed in the leg with a fake
Here's the thing, though. All
Halloween
of your
knife.
all of your messages and calls and everything.
Yeah.
None of them came through till I was on the phone with Charity, and
Oh,
then they
that's weird.
all came through at once.
Wonder if it has to do with your house, Scott.
Maybe, I don't know, man, because it's funny you say that. I've got a light out here that the light is fine. The wiring's fine. I've checked it all out.
Yeah.
I've got a light bulb, checked it out several times, but it'll occasionally just start blinking when shit gets weird.
Yeah.
And somebody will say something, that light will start going crazy.
Yeah, there's been some shit like that.
Andrea
That's happened in here.
Yeah, Andrea earlier tonight, she saw something out here.
When some shit, like when emotions get high.
Yup.
We've had weird shit happen on the
That's
show.
what happened. The ghost came and put me to sleep because he was mad
Yeah.
Biscuit didn't come tonight.
Yeah, that was it.
Poor Biscuit. He's got 2 babies tonight, both
Sick.
100-degree
Yeah, man.
fevers.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then Dustin vanishes off the face of the earth.
Yeah, dude. We thought it was going to be a
Well, you-
tragic
oh,
night for
By
the
the
old
way,
77.
We were going to
by the
film it.
way, I would have answered either of you guys had the call actually come through.
Well, at least that's a relief.
But
Yeah.
it did say I had 2 missed calls. I had a missed call from each of you. So
Yeah.
the last one
But
was
mine-
Scotty, so I figured I'd just call one back. So I tapped
Yeah.
Scotty in.
Mine does that sometimes too, like where somebody will call me.
Yep.
My shit will not ring, but then, an hour later, I'll get a thing on my phone that I've
Boom,
got a
there it
missed
is,
call. Yeah.
So Charity calls, and I answer, and this was the funniest conversation because I'm half asleep.
Yeah.
But I'm pretending like I'm not. She's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, did I wake you up?" No, man.
Yeah, you try to act like you're awake.
No,
Yeah.
man. What's good? What's
Yeah.
what's
What's
milkshake?
good?
What's popping, baby?
Yeah.
And probably saying all kind of sentences that don't make any sense while I'm trying to convince her that I've been awake this whole time.
Yeah.
And she's
Man,
like,
a
"Hey,"
5-hour Coke binger? Jesus, dude.
she was like, "Are you doing your podcast with your friends tonight?" And
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, man." A little bit later on, and I went, "Oh shit, are you?" Because I've been trying to coax her into coming up.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, she should.
And I was like, "Are you
Okay.
there?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Shit, are you there? I'll come on because we're not doing. We're doing it. I just said we're doing it later than we usually do it tonight. But if you're already there, I'll come on." And she's like, "What time are you guys supposed to do it?" And I was like, 8. She's like, "Dustin, it's past 9." And I was like, "What?"
Oh,
She goes,
shit.
"You need to call your friends." And I was like, "Do I?" And then,
Then you got all the
Okay.
notifications.
yeah.
Are you alive?
So
Dead?
have you
Question mark.
have you talked to Charity about the podcast before?
Oh, a million times.
So she knows that you and I do a podcast
Yeah.
together. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
That's
all
the only reason she's considering it because I can see her point. Like going to somebody's house she doesn't know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird.
Especially dudes.
Yeah, right. Hey, come on in, and you're surrounded by dudes.
Well, Charity, if you're listening right now, you definitely should come on the show first of all, and second
Love
of
to have
all,
you.
like there's guitars in here, so like if you want to do a song, like I'll play guitar for you.
Yeah.
If you want to do a song, I'm just saying, like no
have-
pressure. You don't have to,
I mean, the acoustics aren't the best,
but it would be dope. Yeah,
Yeah.
Charity's a good person. I've known
probably
her
have
for,
my dogs in it.
I've known Charity for a long time, man.
I would love to hear back that conversation because I know it didn't make any sense. Because I just went into
Call NSA. I'm sure they were recording it.
I just went
Right.
into old school a girl calls mode, and a girl calls you and she
Oh,
wakes you
yeah.
up. What do you say? Hey, did I wake you up? No,
It's
no,
cool.
no, man.
What's popping, baby?
Did you tell her before you hung up that you actually were asleep, or does she still
I think
not
I
know?
did. I think I did come clean.
Yeah, okay,
I was
good.
like, yeah, I've been sleeping this whole time.
Well,
Yeah.
duh.
Because if not, I'm sending her a message right now.
Well, I'm sure she's going to listen to this episode. Like,
I
where
can't-
the fuck was he at? I'm not going to tell you. You got to listen to the show to find
The
out.
Birch and Blues.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, well, Dave and I, like I was saying, we're literally going to grab the phone, start filming. We were vlogging this bitch on the hunt for Dustin.
Make a skit out of
Right,
it.
I was like, you know what? Even if he is dead on the side of the road, dude would approve.
We'd get great ratings.
Right? Everything is content. Everything is content.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break, boys.
Okay.
I got to pee again. I've already peed twice or 3 times tonight.
So we have 6 Patreon patrons, boys. Let's get to them and thank them right now.
Oh, my God.
We have our boy Biscuit.
Biscuit Strength.
Right? Biscuit Strength on the show. We've got Jamie and Ben from In the Groove.
Love them.
We've got the Jeff City Paranormal Society.
Love them.
Help me out, Dave.
The homie Dub IZ.
The homie Dub IZ.
The homie JT at the Paranormal Son. That's 5.
The Paranormal Son. And then your boy Kevin.
The man, Mr.
Right?
Kevin.
Mr. Kevin.
Who, by the way, was a great guest last week,
guest,
man. We had a great time. I'm sure he'll be back.
Yeah.
I'm sure his biceps are still hurting from Biscuit putting him to shame.
From bending all that shit.
Oh, that's actually the truth. That's what happened to me. Is I was so ashamed. I went into a week-long sleep.
Yeah, deep depression.
Yeah, week-long coma.
Just now pulling out of it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sure you're gonna hit fucking Planet Fitness as soon as the show's over and start working on that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Well, what do you think he's been?
Just like I was awake when you called me.
Dave's got to piss. We're back after this.
Bitches.
Oh, when he rhymes.
Sure, we all love these new Giggles cookies with the peanut butter and fudge cream inside the funny faces. But all that laughing, slapping tables in the commercials, who'd act that way? Everybody.
New peanut butter and fudge Giggles cookies.
So, hi there.
Hello.
Welcome to the old 77.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe
world.
I didn't have any effect there.
That feels nice.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't think I did.
No, you had an
Feels
effect.
Okay,
nice.
cool.
Here, let's try. Well, the effect was very limited and very mild, kind of like it is now.
So you guys do your thing, and I'm backup vocals. That's what I do on that. So
Dude,
let's do the whole show just like this.
I would be happy if I could just be a backup vocalist. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'd be happy with it.
I know
Hell
I'm not
yeah.
going to ever be a lead man, but God, if I could just sing backups, like if I could just do that competently, my soul would be happy.
You know, you would think...
This is the part where Scott says, "Save some pussy for the rest of us, Dave."
You know...
Why do you even need me, man? Really? Why do I even need to be here?
But you would think that singing backup, it would be easy because you just harmonize with the lead.
Yeah.
But really, you're carrying the lead.
Yeah.
Well, you certainly are helping him out. That's for sure.
Because a lot of those guys, like when I had backup singers that time in Universal Studios, I was hitting notes I never could have hit. We were singing "Talk Dirty to Me," and I was hitting all the good notes. And
you know, having a band that has more than one singer is truly an example of like the sum is greater than the parts. You know what I mean? You know, like 2 singers is more than twice as good as 1 singer.
Dude, me and Dave have been in a band where there's been like 3 singers before.
Yeah.
4 singers if we count.
I'm convinced.
Our boy Mo.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that the big guys have somebody else singing that the lead singer is harmonizing with in their earphones, and just in our mix, we don't hear it as much. And I'm going to tell you why.
Maybe.
Because a few years ago, I was at Guns N' Roses, and I noticed like Axl would be singing like "In the Jungle, welcome to the jungle," and he'd hit like a long note,
Yeah.
and then he would stop for a breath, but the note would continue faintly. And I got to watching the keyboard player, who was Chris Pittman at the time, and noticed he was singing into his mic, but I couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so,
Maybe he was only there for him.
Like, I'm starting to think that that's what's going on.
Well, you know what? Years and years ago, back in the olden Stone Age days of grunge music in the 1990s,
I miss those days.
When Nirvana, when Kurt Cobain wasn't exactly, the soberest out there touring, they hired a dude called Pat Smear that did just that.
Yeah, I remember
Pat would just play, and he would sing, and he would keep rhythm for Kurt, and that was his whole thing, man.
Wasn't Pat the guitarist in Nirvana?
Pat was really the 4th member of Nirvana.
He still is.
He wasn't in Nirvana. He was an official member, was he?
Well,
not?
he was not officially.
He played in the. I think
he was with them though.
He was during the Unplugged concert, and I think that,
and even before then, I think it was the late In Utero days on.
Well, and he's still Pat Smear is a member of the Foo Fighters.
On and off, he's been,
and the Germs. He started in the Journeys.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Nothing will ever top though watching the Pat Smear Goofy dance live. That's awesome.
But the Unplugged show, that was not too far prior to when Kurt killed himself.
Right.
And I think, if I remember my facts correctly, that at that point, I think that the band pretty much considered Pat to be a full member of the band. But
he wasn't officially brought in.
But he
yet.
wasn't, like, Kurt wasn't around long enough for them to really make it official to the public.
And then when the Foo Fighters first, formed, that was basically Dave Grohl fucking around after that.
Yeah,
that first Foo Fighters album is just him.
Yeah, right.
That's
he was
amazing.
Playing all the instruments.
He played everything to scratch track, everything.
if the Foo Fighters were Nirvana, I'd like Nirvana a whole lot better.
Yeah, are you not a big Foo fan?
I hate Nirvana. I love the Foo Fighters.
What don't you like about Nirvana though?
Yeah,
it's a whole different way of
their
listening.
Sound. I don't like their fucking out of tune sounding ass guitars. I don't like their fucking can't sing worth a shit singer.
So that's what I like.
I think Kurt was a great singer.
But
dude.
see that
I
also
don't like their nonsensical lyrics
and I enjoy that.
That don't mean any fucking thing.
But you have to remember though that at the time when we were coming through it, it was exactly what you like to listen to now though. The big glam rock, the Poison and stuff like that, Guns N' Roses.
That's definitely part
rock.
of it because I do blame Nirvana for killing rock and roll.
It didn't, but okay.
Well, in my mind, like, look at all these great bands that are popping up one after the other: Poison, Firehouse, Winger, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, and then Nirvana, and then it's been shit ever since.
But see, to some
what
of
came
us,
after Nirvana? Fucking Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam was around even
Pearl
before
Jam was
Nirvana.
around before Nirvana.
Yeah,
well,
that's
I
the
don't
thing.
know. I don't like them
that's the way
either.
most people think of it, but that's not how it happened, man. And really, I feel like Nirvana. And let me just preface this by saying that I was burned out on them for 20 years, man.
Well,
I've
you
just
only
now
got
to where
so
I can,
much Nirvana though. He only lives so much to make so
really
much.
only had 3
music,
albums, and 4 if you count the Unplugged.
Well, and then the recent box set unearthed 2-3 new tunes. Like You're Right was another one.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that.
And when you
one.
go back and you listen to that, and you're like, that's totally a Nirvana song, but it's not really that good.
With Guns N' Roses, if you don't count Spaghetti Incident, we got the same amount of albums.
Yeah.
And I don't think Nirvana ever did a covers album.
No, you got more because you got Chinese Democracy. That would be 4, right?
Appetite.
Wait, and Lies?
Lies is an EP.
Okay, fair enough.
Which Lies is 4 new songs with 4 songs on an old EP that they released long before Appetite that they meshed together.
But see, up until Nirvana, it was all about musical talent. You had tone, pitch, all of that.
Yeah, I know it was all about talent. That's the thing. And then Nirvana came along.
But after that, and after Nirvana came along, because Kurt was like Bob Dylan. He couldn't sing, and he couldn't write the best, but his gift was arrangement, man.
Okay, so
he could take this bullshit fucking song and arrange it a certain way, and that was his jam.
So remember when we were off the air earlier and you mentioned a band that we were talking about and how somebody with a different perspective might say, wow, that's actually pretty fucking incredible what that person's doing. Let me do that for Kurt right now, because you take a song like Lithium. If you look at the chord progression on Lithium, if you look at it on paper, it should not...
I don't know.
The music theory of it does not match up.
No,
but
it shouldn't work.
It's fucking great,
and that's
man.
a lot.
Is Nirvana's Lithium and Evanescence's Lithium the same?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, see, when I don't know that song. Then all I know is that
I don't want to get.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. But stuff like that. Like if you look at their progressions.
You do know that song though.
Nobody
you've heard
could
it,
really.
I'm sure.
I mean, the dude only had a minimal rig setup. Like he had a chorus pedal, like a reverb pedal.
Yeah, distortion.
Maybe a distortion.
No, he definitely had distortion.
It was either distortion there, or it was on his amp.
Maybe
because if he had a 2-channel amp, channel 1 could be nice and clean, and he could use all of his effects on it.
Kurt was also like Hendrix in the fact that he played a right-handed guitar and strung it backwards.
Yeah, it was strung upside down, and he only played with 3 guitars that he would tour with, I guess, and he would beat them to shit each night.
Jaguars.
Gather all the parts hearts up after the show, Frankenstein a guitar back together and go out and play.
Kurt was a
that was
good
the
player.
beauty, though, as a kid growing up in that time frame who wanted to pick the guitar up. I couldn't keep my shit in tune. I couldn't do anything, but I could play every Nirvana song around.
Yeah, I mean, that was the shit that I learned.
You don't
on.
have to be in tune.
No, you didn't have to be in tune. But
One
up
thing
until
about-
that point, though, every band was in tune.
Nirvana was in tune, man, but Kurt just purposefully would hit sour notes because that was the artistry of it.
That was his jab at the industry.
Yeah, man.
That's kinda
Because
like-
up until that point, it was all polished and perfect, and he didn't want it to
there
be
was
perfect.
there
and
was really
polished.
nobody like Kurt before Kurt.
Well, there was tons of them. None of them had taken advantage and made the ends that he made.
Yeah, there were definitely people that led up to Kurt.
Yeah.
But he was a unique individual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure was.
His musical brain. Because he didn't know shit about, music theory or anything like that.
He wasn't polished,
But-
and that was the thing.
But in a sense, like...
that was the whole essence of grunge, is not being polished. What?
Yeah.
You don't want to take a bath? You're grungy?
Yeah.
But
Get
the
out of here.
music's
Come on.
not good.
But I thought it was,
that's the
though, because
thing,
up
is-
until that point, to me, in 92, that's when music actually finally started coming back, and it wasn't that cock rock shit that dudes,
That's what I like.
there's a chainsaw song. What the fuck is that?
Chainsaw song.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
there's some band. I don't know.
I forget the band, but there's
can't think of
there's a
the name.
chainsaw solo in the song.
There's like a whole chainsaw song, and it's like
I'll
this.
Google it.
This whole musical genre has worn itself out.
Now, let me tell you this, because you're a huge Guns fan.
What is the chainsaw?
That
I'm a
is
hair metal fan.
that okay?
Yeah,
so
that's not my
I
jam.
like the hair metal is not my shit, but I do love Guns N' Roses, man. Like I listen to Guns N' Roses.
I don't
pretty
count
often.
them as hair metal. I count them as alternative rock.
See, that to me, that's alternative rock is Nirvana.
Alternative rock to me is like Soundgarden and shit like that. That's kind of what I think about when I think.
No, I
alternative.
agree. Soundgarden's definitely alternative,
Yes.
but I don't think
But
of
the
Guns
reason
as
I
being
think
alternative.
Jackal.
Yeah.
Jackal.
Yeah.
Jackal
Okay,
has
yeah, I
the
know what you're talking
lumberjack.
about.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
And it's
That's
stuff
a
like
band
that.
I haven't thought about in a long time. We're starting a separate series soon. Well, we started the test drive of it where it's a skit on Guns and Radio, but we're going to eventually make it its own series called. And the idea is like bands that are. The idea is I was thinking about this, and you guys are radio guys, so you might can confirm or deny.
Yeah.
The way classic rock radio works. It's like got to be 20 years old, right? A song's got to be 20 years old before it comes into the classic rock rotation.
No, it has to be at least 10.
Okay, 10.
Yeah.
10 and then
5
it
to
falls.
10.
And then it falls into the classic rock rotation. There's 24 hours a day. Mick Jagger ain't going anywhere.
Sadly.
They've got to take something out of this fucking rotation to put something in.
We've taken the set. So when we were kids, it would be, if you guys were listening to like let's say a classic rock station, you were listening to 60s, 70s, and 80s. You're probably now listening to 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
Well, you still like if you listen to 90.
And then if you want something classic or deep cut, you would probably go down to 60s. 70s and 80s, because it's shifted now. We've moved down, and plus when you got to the 2000s, everything branched off, and you had a bigger market. At least in radio, you had formats that were CHR, adult contemporary. You had alternative, then adult alternative, then you had.
Yeah.
Soft rock.
Excuse me. Yes. Then you had soft rock
Yeah.
and all that. I mean, it branched out in a ridiculous amount.
Because everything, that makes
And it
sense.
went
'cause
niche.
How
Yeah.
everything's considered hair metal, but then you've got songs like
I definitely feel like Guns N' Roses doesn't fit into the same boxes like Poison and Def Leppard and those bands. I do feel like they're not quite the same, but I
They
feel like
tried
they're,
it.
I feel like they're closer to hair metal, in my opinion, than they are to like alternative.
No, I'll
Yeah.
say they tried the hair metal thing, like in the "Welcome to the Jungle"
Sure,
video,
sure,
where
sure.
Axl's. But if you look at their music videos, "Welcome to the Jungle," which is their first video
right,
ever,
right.
is the only one where anybody's wearing lipstick.
Yeah, yeah.
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 That was a shtick. that
Yeah, no,
one
I
thing.
agree.
The whole Poison thing.
Yeah, they got over that quick
Yeah.
with GNR. Like they
Yeah.
did it because at the time,
That was almost what you had to do to break into the industry.
well, right, but they also lived with strippers because they were all homeless, and the strippers.
I get that.
The strippers would let them live with them because they would make so much more money when GNR was playing at the strip club.
Yeah.
So GNR would
nice.
play the strip club.
How
the
did they get?
strippers
How
would
did they
dance.
get discovered?
A man named Tom Zutaut
Yeah.
is the guy that is credited with discovering them. It's actually a lot of things. They used to be two bands. It was Hollywood Rose and L.A. Guns.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of L.A. Guns.
Yeah. L.A. Guns came back, and something had happened between both of the bands, and they both had the parts that the other part was missing.
Yeah.
Like a drummer left and somebody else left.
Yeah, I get that.
And and so they merged, and it didn't last long. Yeah, it's Hollywood Rose.
Yeah. Hollywood Rose.
And it didn't last very long, but they split. Well, that's why they're called Guns N' Roses.
So Axl was in Hollywood Rose.
Yeah.
I would assume he would be the Rose.
Yeah. And so when people say, like back in the day when I would be defending the Chinese Democracy lineup and everybody's like, I like the originals with Slash. I was like, no, motherfucker, you don't like the original because Slash wasn't even the fucking original. Tracy Guns was the original, and that's why it's called Guns N' Roses.
Okay, see, I never knew that.
I never knew that.
Thank you, sir.
Honestly, after
you guys want any random Kanye West facts?
I was gonna say after Appetite for Destruction, I never gave them another thought. I'd moved on.
You never got into the Use Your Illusion albums? Those were great albums.
Well, it took them like
a long time.
What, 92? 92 is when Illusion came out.
Yeah.
So they didn't put out anything. They put out 4 new songs between 87 and 92.
Yeah.
It's either 91 or 92. I know they started playing Illusion songs on
live,
tour.
And see, that was 92. The summer of 92, I mowed lawns and bought my first cassette tape. That was my first little taste of freedom.
Yeah.
It was Nirvana.
Yeah. I don't remember what the first cassettes that I owned are, but I mean, I can definitely name some of my very first CDs that I owned when I first got a CD player, and definitely Nirvana was one of them.
Yeah.
Metallica Black Album was one of them.
Back in Black was mine.
Yeah.
AC/DC.
I never did get into AC/DC. That was a very stereotyped.
I'm not a big AC/DC guy.
My parents were stupid.
I consider AC/DC oldies.
It is oldies.
At this point.
My parents were stupid religious, and I wasn't allowed to listen to anything but gospel. And I had
Thunderstruck.
And I had two things.
They're basically the same thing.
When I was a kid, a buddy of mine gave me Guns N' Roses "Use Your Illusion" 1, the videotape.
Yeah.
The
from videotape. Japan. Wow.
And it was hidden in the spot that when I would grow up, my titty tape, as I called it,
nice,
would be hid in.
See, that's what I was thinking. You're like, he just gave me a tape in a bag. Ooh.
No, I hid it because he thought it was funny because they were cussing, and I was like, oh, I really like this, and that's why I tell like the story is true. Like the last person's name I learned in the whole band was Axl.
Yeah.
Because nobody introduces Axl in the whole tape. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, on the guitar over here, we've got Mr. Izzy Stradlin. Over here, we've got Slash.
Yeah. I get that.
He, like, even the girls he introduces. And
of course.
And nobody introduces Axl. But one day, and this is funny because I ain't never talked to my dad about this, but I need to. We've shared all of our secrets at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad and me sat on the porch reminiscing, and he just started asking me about all the shit I got away with that he never could figure out, like how I was doing stuff. And then I was like, oh, you really never figured that out? Like who was selling me cigarettes when I was 15.
Oh, damn.
And so I just come clean, told him where all the weed was. I told him where the titty tapes were. I told him where...
he's starting to dig, too. Oh, that little song.
Me and my mom have had those conversations before.
That's a nice liberating thought, too, man.
To just come clean to your parents. Yeah.
But
it's great.
Hey, Scott, put me on the big screen, dude.
Hey, man, let me put you on the big screen.
I was little one day, and I was down, and we had this old barn that had been there since my dad was a kid.
Look at that, Dustin.
What does that look like?
A pussy, or a vagina.
Yep.
It's a vagina in the clouds.
It definitely looks like a pussy. Do you think it's real or do you think it's photoshopped?
No, I don't know. Don't tempt me, Mother Earth, though.
It's real.
I would.
It's real, dude.
I would do it, Gaia. Just to be able to say I made love to Gaia.
Yeah.
That's how Titans are born, man. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You know her pull-out game is weak.
I don't think any of us are big enough for that.
You test me. I'll try. I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
I ain't never met a vagina I couldn't get inside.
You walk up, you grab the left. This is like a Gilbert Gottfried joke, right? You grab it and you stick your foot in it, and then you stick your arm in it, and then you put the other one up, and then you put the other one up. And you're standing up like this, right? Huh? Yeah, and you're holding it as high as you can. Tight, huh?
Yeah.
It's not
the size, it's what you do with it.
See me with a jetpack on, with my dick out, flying up into the sky.
Would have called me Chota Boy.
Oh, man.
So what am I looking at? What is this?
This is a cloud that appeared. Where was this? I forget.
Then probably it is real, and it's just
Flying
a cloud.
No, it definitely
approach.
is real. It was over Turkey.
Bursa Turkey on
No,
Thursday morning.
it's 100% real. It's called a lens cloud, I think, right?
According to The Guardian.
The Guardian's a good source.
Are we this desperate for UFO content that we forgot that you could be a little kid laying in the grass looking up at the clouds and making anything out of them?
Yeah, but I mean that's pretty obviously.
I saw a dinosaur one time, dude.
Am I the only one that sees a red vagina here? That thing is angry. Don't tempt it.
Yeah, I don't know. It has some pink to it.
Guy is on her period. That's why our fucking lives have all sucked lately.
And that's why she's just got it out and about for everyone, man.
Yeah.
Just, you know
That's
what?
why the
She's like,
weather's
fuck
been
it, I'm
all
not-
Screw
crazy.
you guys.
I'm not even going to cover
We've been
it up
having
anymore.
we've been having these hot flashes in the middle of December here.
No. If I'm having these hot flashes, so are you, sons of bitches.
Now I'm talking about the weather.
That's
How-
what
how
I'm
it's been
talking
warm.
about, Gaia. If
That's
I'm
just-
having these hot
yeah.
flashes, you is too.
Yeah.
What else do we got? Oh, did you guys hear about this mountain lion that somebody hit in near St. Louis?
Oh,
Yeah, I did.
You
But
got a
tell the
picture
story.
of it?
That's it. Yeah, it ran off eventually.
Poor thing.
The same thing happened to me when I hit a deer. It was laying down right in front of my car, and then eventually it ran off.
Look at that poor thing.
I'm assuming that's Jefferson County.
It's Franklin County.
Franklin County.
Am I the only
would've been
one
my
that
other-
feels like that's all of his teeth on the ground there?
No, I feel like that's a lot of blood, but if he
I
got
feel
up
so
and ran
sorry.
away, then it's superficial.
Oh, dude, that don't mean nothing with a cat. That don't mean shit with
Right.
a cat.
That's what I'm getting at. If it's he got up and ran away, that's
They don't-
superficial.
They don't hide their. They don't show their. They don't sell their injuries. Like you have to look for little subtle signs that your cat's in pain because he won't tell you.
No, I get that.
And that's the same with.
But if he's got major fucked up issues, his legs and his limbs aren't moving. If he was able to get away, he'd probably be okay.
He's probably going to be okay now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm looking at that cat, and I'm going to tell you what I see. First off, he's humiliated.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They tried to find him, but they didn't succeed.
They ain't gonna find that dude. He's in a tree somewhere eating a fucking deer.
Probably.
He feels defeated and he's embarrassed right now. I can tell from looking at that little face because I
Yeah.
pick on my cats and embarrass them all the time. I don't mean to. I don't do it anymore now that I know that it kind of like humiliates them when I pick them up and give them kisses in front of other cats.
Does a cat like that at the zoo, if you put a zucchini behind it, still freak the fuck out?
I don't know, but they're surprisingly similar, though.
Right?
Like in how they behave and in how they think.
If you put a zucchini behind
Have you never seen that?
No.
Dude, Google that, brother.
Google what?
Oh, that's funny.
Google cats and zucchini.
Cucumber.
Is it cucumbers?
Yeah,
The ones I saw were the great big long curly zucchini ones.
You'll be
There
able,
you go.
Well, I know there probably are zucchini ones, but all of the
Yeah.
ones I've seen
There you go. Yeah.
are labeled cucumbers.
Yeah.
It also works with bananas.
I'll go ahead and pull that down there.
Like I would never do this to my cat.
Like,
just
this
because,
is cruel as shit, man.
Yeah, I very much love my little man.
What's the deal? Are they terrified of him?
It's just you throw one down, man, or the cat sees it. It's somehow a
Fucking
fight or
ass.
flight type thing.
Yeah, I had a cat that would do that with bananas. And then when I realized what I was doing, because not only when you scare a cat and stuff like that, you're setting up a negative relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hostile work environment, man.
Oh yeah.
Look at that cat, like,
It's bad. I treat my cats like one of those parents that like reads all of the fucking psychology books and shit before they have a baby.
This cat.
This poor black cat's gonna.
What?
I feel so bad for it.
I don't understand. Like,
I think it's because
have you
of
tried this
snakes.
with your cat?
No, I would never do that with my cat.
Yeah.
Boom. It just look at that cat. He's straight up fucking.
Now, I discovered the banana thing on accident, and Cheeseball, he's not, like, I couldn't probably throw a banana in the floor. Oh, I don't know if I could or not and scare. But, like, Cheeseball will see me eating a banana, and the only reason I know that it would probably work with him is because when he sees me eating something, he'll come in and he'll like, hey, what you got there? And I'll offer him a little bit of it if it's something that won't kill him. And, so every time I offer him a little bit of banana, his little ears go a little bit sideways, and he I guess he knows because I'm holding it that it's safe, but at the same time something's telling him don't trust it.
Yeah.
So he just acts like he's real suspicious of this whole situation.
Does it work on dogs?
Dude, that cat moonwalked the fuck out of there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
But my cat watches TV. You can't fucking.
Dude, my dog watches TV. I love it.
What else do we got here? Oh, we got a new Google search. Oh yeah,
it's porn.
Damn, you got a lot pulled up over there.
I do. I have lots of tabs. Chat GPT. We've talked about that on the show.
Oh yeah,
it's everywhere now, right? Remember when
all over the place.
Remember when I taught you when you learned about it from me
Dude,
first?
Since I last heard from my guru Dave, I've heard that like people are using this to put essays in, term papers in at school.
Yeah.
Even in the college level, people are doing it. People are using it to write their resumes and improve their resumes.
But you know what?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that, but that's a good idea. I'm going to make it write me a cover letter because I don't know how.
Oh, dude, it'll do all that shit for you, dude.
Nice.
There's all kinds of videos on YouTube all about
like
ways to make money
pants.
with ChatGPT.
I'm seeing these videos where it says like teachers are trying to foil this.
Right.
And this, why is it when a new technology comes along, the first people that fight against it is like teachers and professors? Because when the internet came along, they used to not let us look shit up.
But this is cheating, though.
But we used to say the internet was cheating. Like you got to go get the
looking it up, though.
encyclopedia.
It was still looking it up.
But do you really need to take the time to
But the encyclopedia and the internet at this point, up until this point, never wrote the paper for you. Now it does.
Yeah.
Oh, bullshit. The internet wrote every paper I ever turned the fuck in.
No, that was clear plagiarism.
Yeah.
Grab somebody else's.
No. Because I would read it. Here's how I would write an essay. I'd have 5 different essays, and I'd like how this paragraph was worded, so I'd take that out.
But see, that's you. That's you picking and choosing. So deep down, you're the editor on that one. So that's not a problem.
Yeah,
I don't
you're not
see
the
a problem
writer, but
with
you're the
that.
editor.
You still had to edit it and put it together and write it.
But here's an important fact, boys. It only scored a C+, so it's not like it's a straight A student.
C's
yet.
get degrees.
You know what?
No, I agree.
kind of like that, to be honest. I like that my intelligence is so stupid yet smart enough. It only gets a C. Hey,
Yeah.
It's just like me, man. When we get done, I'm going to take it out for a beer.
Yeah,
Dude, if
it's
anything,
relatable, right?
If anything, if I got an A, the first thing they'd be like, how the fuck did he cheat on this?
Chat GPT, goddammit.
The bot was near the bottom of the class in most subjects and bombed at multiple choice questions involving mathematics.
Uh-oh.
That's my kind of bot, man.
In writing essays, ChatGPT displayed a strong grasp of basic legal rules and had consistently solid organization and composition. The bot often struggled to spot issues when given an open-ended prompt.
We are literally sending AI to school right now.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, dude.
What do you think the internet is?
The AI.
weird.
This is the AI equivalent of when we were in like first grade. It's learning all.
Oh my
this
God,
shit.
yes.
And it's gonna improve because it learns.
You guys ever seen that Will Smith movie with the bots? I think it was actually called AI, artificial intelligence or whatever.
That wasn't Will Smith, was it? I thought that was.
No, that was the
Robin
one with
Williams.
Haley
Joel Osment.
Yeah, not that one. The one where it was like
not Minority Report.
No, not Minority. That's a good one too, though.
Yeah.
But this one, it was about robots.
Maybe that was Will
the
Smith.
dude, I think the main guy who created robots also created like the 3 laws or whatever that are based. Yeah, the robotics laws are based off Asimov.
I think it is called AI.
I think it is.
Yeah.
But it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. But the supercomputer and everybody had their own personal little robot and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what this
One
is.
of them went wild. Yeah, that's exactly where we're headed.
I don't think this was Will Smith though. I think you're thinking of
But that's the one I'm thinking with Will Smith. The other one I think you're thinking of is the one with Haley Joel Osment, and he's a little kid.
Yeah. That is the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
it's called AI.
Yeah, I think they're both called AI.
Oh, okay. That's where the confusion is.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, that one's a good one, too. That one ends weird. That ends where you know that they're going to kill that little kid.
I have not seen AI. I remember seeing the trailers when it first came out. You're thinking of iRobot.
iRobot.
Yeah, there you go.
AI iRobot.
Did you guys hear that they're finding razor blades on gas pump handles?
In Forest City? Where's that?
Why would somebody do that?
Because people love to do fucked up shit.
Some people just want to watch the
maybe
world
it's
burn,
the newest TikTok challenge.
It's in North Carolina.
Well,
Not
when I
around
was a
here.
kid, people would put them on the slides at the park.
No shit.
Yeah.
Like metal slides?
Yeah. Because they had that lip, and you could drop it in, and then the blade would stick up. So before we got on
that's so fucked up.
Yeah, our parents would always check the slide for razor
now I
blades.
feel like I need to go check the kid's slide.
Did you ever know anybody that actually happened to?
No, I always knew somebody that knew somebody whose cousin knew somebody that was
we all
cousins
knew that,
with somebody that did it.
Yeah.
So it could have been nothing to it, but I do remember thinking, at least at the time, that it was very real. But I was like fucking 6.
That was also the same time frame where I was trying to, wrap my head around people just always coming up giving me drugs on the street, and how am I gonna cope with that?
That 90s drug life was wild. It was so bad we even had to get the president involved.
Right?
I know Scooby-Doo got in on it, and the Ninja Turtles.
I remember the Ninja Turtles, man. Hell yeah. Scooby-Doo too.
But
Did the Ninja Turtles do anti-drug stuff?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember those.
When you got the Ninja Turtles on your TV talking about something that's happening in your real life right now, then you know something fucked.
But you know what? If we're talking about that very thing, how sad of a time we live in, where you guys remember here's your brain on drugs.
Absolutely.
The egg and the skillet.
For sure.
Can't afford the eggs, can't afford the skillet. Gas stove is off limits now, right?
But the drugs have gone way down.
But wow, I get my hands on some drugs on that.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty funny.
Right.
That's pretty funny. I never thought about it that way before.
And I promise you guys, I did not do my edibles today.
Oh man.
That little bit we smoked on the breaks, the only time I've
That's the
even
only
had
time,
any.
right?
It's got to give me some juice, baby.
I got you. Oh, baby, I got you. I got juicy as hell back over here.
We're gonna do a wrap.
You still on the old the old new edible thing that you found? The little
Yeah, I've been putting them in Rice Krispie treats, and that shit is good. But you got to be careful because it's.
Hey man, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, that morning I woke up still stoned. Did I tell you guys about that?
Dave just shut the music off.
I didn't know.
Tell me about the time you got really stoned. Go figure, that gets Dave's attention.
How did that happen? I swear to God, I didn't touch anything.
Tell me more.
My hand was way over here.
I ate a Rice Krispie treat. I thought, man, I must have not put any on that one, so I ate another one.
Oh my God.
And it takes longer though. Like it don't take the normal hour. It takes like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Every edible story. I took one and I didn't feel anything, so then I took another.
Oh, dude, I was laying in bed just like focusing on staying in this world and not dying. Like maybe if I concentrate like I said, when I hate getting high and thinking about dying. But that's starting to happen more and more. And I told the weed god.
Yeah.
I was laying in bed and was like, listen, I swear to God.
Listen here, weed god.
I was like, this is how it's going to be. If this is the way the weed's going to be every fucking time, I'm not going to do the weed no more.
Yeah, and what did they say back to you?
I quit thinking about dying so much.
That's
good.
Good. There you go.
Yeah, you can go there.
I think that the cosmos was like, okay, we'll pull him in this direction.
Yeah,
but no, I woke up still stoned.
Yeah. That's
But
how those edibles do you, though, man. They last a long time.
That's the wrong kind of high, though, for me. I don't enjoy the.
It's not my favorite either.
That high.
It's not my favorite. I'm so jealous of people that love edibles.
Right.
I
Me
wish
too.
I was that way,
Me
but
too.
I'm not.
I wish I could get that same enjoyable-ness.
Yes.
The way I do it.
I got to be honest. I only buy flour now to bring up here with you guys.
Yeah.
That's the only time I smoke.
Yeah.
Boys, let's take a quick break.
Let's do it, man.
Take it a piss.
You know it. That's what I do.
He drinks and he pisses.
And he makes a beat out of it.
Gregory's on Dunn Road, North County are the innovators of nighttime fun. No one else in St. Louis but Gregory's has indoor water volleyball. Come out any Monday night and get in on the water sports action. Play or watch, it's outrageous. No one plays it like Billy Peak. Tuesdays at Gregory's. Wednesday, hear the music of keyboardist extraordinaire Louis Michael. Thursday's ladies' night. 6 nights a week, the party's at Gregory's, 1811 Dunn Road, just east of Grandview Plaza.
Cooling it down with the old 77.
That's right.
I gotta ask you guys something.
Yeah.
What's that?
The other night, Scotty and I, we were sitting here working on something podcast related.
Yes.
And you played a song, and it started playing, and then I went cooling it down, and then you were like, dude, every time I hear that song, that's what I think. And I go, is that not the song? And that was the first time I realized we use different tracks on the cool down every week.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a pool of I don't know how many are still in there. I got rid of all the shitty ones.
Hold on, I've got a slew of them, brother.
Yeah.
What was the name of that track though? Because there was something about it. Maybe we used it regularly. We kind of chatted about it for a minute, and then we was like, whatever, and we went back about what we were doing. But.
Oh, hold on here. Is this it? Cooling it down.
This
I don't
sounds
think
familiar.
so. No, it had to. No, it's not it.
I enjoy that.
It was more funky.
It's classic.
Funky, right? I mean, come on.
Classic.
These are some of the classic bumps that we used to
Some
use.
Latin American shit. Yeah, it's a good
Oh, I
one.
loved this one.
Yep, classic.
You could do the fucking robot.
I'm pretty sure I retired this one though.
Oh yeah.
It was one that had a
Needed.
slappy, more hitty bass, a more meaty
Slappy,
bass to it.
more meaty.
Because I do remember. No, that's not it either. Damn.
It's okay. We don't have to.
It'd be nice to figure out which one it was. Though.
Why are you?
Now I gotta know. Right?
Why are you referring to this one again?
I'm referring to it because I'm trying to figure out, did we just use this for the cool down like a shit ton, or did you, I shouldn't say we because I wasn't here yet, or did you guys just use this like a bunch of weeks in a row or some shit?
It's usually
we used it quite a bit.
It's usually pretty random.
Cooling it down.
Maybe that was it.
Is this it?
This is the one that we used to always come in with.
Yeah, we used to come in with this one quite a bit.
Yeah, like all the time it seems like, right? Isn't this always how we used to open the cool down?
Pretty
with that
much,
song
yeah.
right there? Yeah.
Yeah. Then you guys used to have a different on-air sign besides the one Biscuit bought us?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Because I feel like I remember there being one over Maddie's head.
I do have another one upstairs. I got to look for it.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
I just got it around Christmas time, so.
You guys back in the day changed the set so many times.
Oh yeah, this is the most it stayed the same in a long time.
Put me on the big screen, Scotty.
All right, brother, man.
Oh,
Dustin already knows what it is.
What do we?
I know,
dude. I feel like this sometimes.
Here we go.
Hold on here. Let me do a little adjusting here so we can see.
Everybody, listen closely, okay? You guys all have to shut up because you miss
So
it.
for those of you, I'm adjusting us manually here on the fly so you can see everything, us included.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, hit it, man.
All right, everybody, listen closely.
All right, forget it. Go ahead. Is it true that Trump had nuclear secrets? It's been reported, but we don't know the specifics. But just real quick, I was...
One more time.
we had a little spillage.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Reported, but we don't know the specifics. But just real quick, I was...
Then she starts laughing.
We had a little spillage on the other...
Little spillage. Oh.
We can always count. Well, no, see, what had happened was that somebody had spilled their drink before the fart. So that's what she was referring to with the spillage, although I do like it being used in reference to the fart as well.
But notice, like, Whoopi had her hand down.
Yeah, man. Whoopi was doing what
she
Whoopi
kind of
does,
wafting
man.
it over there to the other women because I know Whoopi
I think
Goldberg
it was
don't
Joy.
like
She's the one who. Look at her. Look at the typical middle of the table white woman trying to drink. Oh, that wasn't me. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's the, yeah.
Of course, it was her.
I wonder if they got to the bottom of who actually let it out.
Fartgate 2023.
Yeah.
Oh, they got to the bottom.
The funny thing is when I went to YouTube and typed in the view fart, it kept pulling up another video from like 8 years ago where the same thing happened.
Were they farted on the
Somebody
View?
farted on
Dude,
the
that was
View.
Barbara Walters. It had to have been 8 years ago. Barbara Wawa was shitting out her vagina.
Maybe, man.
What,
shitting out of her
a cooch.
vagina.
What is that called? Queef.
Queef. Yeah.
No, you don't shit when you queef, bro.
Sorry, man. That's a fart out the front butt. I'm sorry.
Speak for yourself, bro.
We're gonna have a whole show where guys talk about women's anatomy.
Look, this is the cool down, so I apologize. This is really off the rails.
Here's the thing for
'Cause we
later.
even open that way.
I'd like you guys to have we discussed this matter?
What
Do you guys
matter?
know about this? About that cop? The
Tennessee cop?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was talking to Dave about this before the show. all my friends at work, like I told you guys before, I'm in a million group like chats, right? These dudes have been photoshopping this little Tennessee chick. One of them put her on Thomas the Tank Engine, so Thomas's face was her, and it said, woo woo, all aboard.
Yeah, apparently. So this is every cop she slept with.
Yeah.
We're gonna let me find
I was gonna say, then the next one was somebody put her on Thanos' face and the Infinity Gauntlet, all the stones were the cops she banged.
The article I'm at, I'm looking at the dailymail.co.uk.
But she'll be everywhere, trust me.
They've got a list and they've got photos of every cop she banged.
Yeah.
And every one of them was like oral sex while on duty. Sex while on duty. Like, this girl sucked a lot of dick.
Oh, yeah. You could tell in the picture, like, this girl has a fantasy. She's got a fetish.
Oh, well, you could tell by, if you look at all of the cops that got in trouble with her, they all kind of have one thing in common, except for one of them. I think there's one white dude in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're all black.
No, there's two. There's two white dudes in there.
She's in an open marriage. That's fine.
But it's all bald-headed black dudes with goatee. Like, they all kind of like got
this for cops.
Got the same thing going on. She's got a certain look about.
She's got a thing for cops.
She's got
Is that her? Right
I knew
there?
a girl. I used to date a girl that they.
Yeah, that's her. So there should be pictures of her.
I used to date a girl that's banged every cop in town, and we used to call her, or they used to call her the Popo Ho.
That's her.
The Popo Ho. See, personally, I think she's cute.
I think she's kind of cute.
Right?
If
she's got that chipmunk look to her, of course I'd let her have
There
it.
he is. There's one of them.
There's one.
There's another one. Now, that
dude.
looks like a man that definitely got his
That
dick
man
sucked
brought
at work.
his canine.
That is not the first
Look
time
at
that man has got his dick sucked
Oh,
at work.
Dude, that hair, look, she's probably sucked dick in that picture right there. Both the hair on each side of the face, right? It's out.
Kind of reminds me of Gollum a
Somebody's
little
been
bit.
grabbing a hold there.
I
think she's cute in a creepy way.
Scroll down and see if we can get a picture of her husband, because he is like the most Jehovah Witness Mormon.
I think that's the end of it there.
His name's even Jebediah.
Oh my God, is it really?
Like, I think this guy.
I saw a picture of him.
He's got that homeschooled look in his eyes.
Homeschooled look.
No, I'll show you his picture and you'll know what I mean. See?
Yeah.
Look at this one. Look at this one especially. Is that not a smile of a homeschooled kid?
He looks so proud.
Yeah, a little bit.
He looks so proud. No, man, he just got his Eagle Scout badge. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
No, he's Mormon. He's got his backpack. Because I thought he was Mormon at first. I was like, oh my God, he's a real Mormon with the backpack and everything. Then I was like, oh wait, never mind. He's a park ranger.
Oh, okay. You know what? That would make sense, though, whether in an open relationship if he's a Mormon.
I don't know if Mormons do that anymore.
Some of them do.
Did I ever tell y'all about the hot cop? I got her phone number that time.
She a lesbian hot cop?
No. Okay.
Was it a Jeff City cop?
No, it was.
Oh,
it
thank
was
God.
Kansas
Because there is
City.
a very hot female Jeff City cop.
I think I know which one you're talking
I
about.
saw her at the amphitheater. I turned around. I turned to my wife and I said, "Honey, I might have to get arrested tonight."
Is she busty? Is she bouncy?
She
is she curvy?
she was in her
Is she-
police uniform, obviously. So, like, the
Dustin's just
busty
like,
thing,
yeah.
like
Yeah, oh, yeah,
the busty
yeah.
thing. I couldn't get a great read on that, but no, she was like very.
It's hard.
She
in
had
those
dark hair.
uniforms.
She was very naturally dark complected.
Okay,
she's a babe.
Yeah,
yeah.
So there was.
What makes her a
my
babe?
wife agreed.
What? Oh,
because like the dark complexion and just she was just hot, dude. I don't know.
Man, I'm so jealous of black people. Look how good that man looks. That's a handsome man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I look at me. I was like, if I was only black, I'd be a handsome man.
well, yeah, of course. With all of us, that's the revenge on the white man, man.
We deserve it.
Of course. We age like a
Hang
fucking
on,
pine box, man. Meanwhile, black people and Asian people and like all the other races, they age so nice. Look at Greeks. You get 100-year-old Greek woman. She ain't got no creeks in her. She's Greek.
Look at this dude with them ripped biceps. He
Ain't
don't
no
even work
Greeks
out.
with creeks,
Right? If you Greek don't creak.
So I'm in Kansas City with my buddy, and we'd gotten.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm gonna tell you this story. You guys.
Y'all want a blowjob real quick?
Yeah, sure.
It's right up there on the screen, man.
That's actually the new official Old 77 security guard.
She's gonna nibble that thing off, man.
And I heard though she was at Lester's signing autographs.
I
this
saw
past
that
weekend.
I was just telling Dave, I was like, "Did you see where Lester's? He had her signing autographs, man."
But
that poor girl.
She's doing the rounds.
Before I moved here, me and a buddy of mine had Guns N' Roses tickets in Kansas City, and we got a hotel that night and decided to sleep in the city. And the hotel had one of those indoor pools. And so I'm coming out of the pool. My buddy's talking to me. I'm drying off, right?
Right.
While he's talking to me. And the pool was surrounded by a glass wall that you could see through. And as I'm drying off, I look up, and there's the hottest woman I've ever seen in my life. And my buddy's talking, and then I like his voice. In real life, I could hear his voice fade out, and all I could hear was, "Love it like a bomb, 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 bomb," while she walked past in slow motion, and then she turned around and saw me staring at her. I know she did, and I know I was like making this dumbfounded look, because when she turned around and looked at me, and our eyes met, I felt like she was in the room, and I literally out loud went, "Hey," and then my buddy snapped me out of it because he was like, "What? What are you talking about? What are you talking?" And then I went, I was like, "Sorry, bro, hang on, hold that thought." I go running out the door, trying to catch up with this woman. And I get outside and I look around and she's nowhere to be found, right? And I go, "Oh,
that's
shit."
the worst.
Yeah.
So then I turn around and she's right here. And when I saw her right here, I go, "Oh." And then like you see me go, and then I go,
So,
Hi.
I go like lean. Hey.
hey, how you doing?
Did you get her number?
I did get her number.
Yeah, did you go on a date or anything?
No. I was only in town that one night, and because I got her phone number, and I ended up getting married about a year later. And my wife's going through my phone one day, and she goes, "Who is Officer Barbie?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot all about that." But I thought I deleted the number, but somehow it's still in my
Officer Barbie
contacts.
Dude, I can't tell you the last time I deleted anybody from my contacts. I just don't even think about it.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But you know, it made my wife feel better. I'm not sleeping with some woman, so I mean, I did it for her. But like then I go and I sign up for Instagram. And it's like, do you want to import all of your contacts and send friend requests? And so I'm looking at this one chick who's accepted my friend request. I'm like, "Oh, she's really hot. She's from Kansas City. Who do I know from Kansas?" And then I scrolled through her feed a little bit, and I started seeing her in uniform. And I went, "Oh, that's Officer Barbie. Ooh, she got a baby now." Like, yeah, I can see how that happened.
Good for her.
I have 260 contacts in my iPhone.
I put my phone. I've got one of these
Is that
cases.
a lot? Is that a lot? 260? I don't know.
I don't know.
I bet you that's not that
Not
many.
really, because you're going to put work people in there.
Right.
Oh, so many of these people.
Dude, if my phone
don't
ever got
ever talk to.
lost, there would be so many college play-by-play announcers in my phone.
I have a lot of those too.
Like,
wrestlers.
it would be ridiculous.
Yeah, here's the guy from
Don't steal
NC
my fucking
State.
phone, by the way.
If somebody stole my phone and went through my contacts, especially in like 2010, they would have been like, "Oh God, I got to get this back because I fucked with the wrong person." Because like you'll see my thing and it'll be like Bone Crusher, Soul Taker.
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5, I would say, right off the top of my head. Big name, like championship winning dudes from around the SEC that you could pick up the phone and call on my cell phone right now. And I'm talking like guys who are huge in Iowa, Indiana, Pennsylvania, states like that. Like you could probably get a dude right now on the phone from Iowa, and he would give me so much shit tomorrow.
Dude, I used to have so many. Like I had.
I'm going through mine right now.
At one point,
I got
Minnesota.
I got the guy from Oregon State.
There you go.
There
I wish I
he
could get
is.
my Apple contacts back because that's where all the celebrities are. Like I had Axl Rose's phone number for a little while. I just never could get the courage to call it, but I knew it was real from the source. Well, the source was a promoter, and
and he had his cell.
Well, they gave him like 3 phone numbers.
Yeah.
And it was Axel, which this is how I knew the guy was legit. If they know who Betta is, then they're probably legit. And so he's like, "Well, we've got Betta's cell, and he's naming all these people that I know. Like I knew Fernando, I knew Betta, and all them people. Like I was friends. I at one point in my life, I would have considered Fernando a real friend.
Yeah.
And so he's naming all these people off that I know, that I talk to regularly, if not like every day, at least once or twice a year, you know. And like Fernando, we had his numbers. We would text him when we got to a concert and be like, "Hey, dog, we're here," and he'd come out and hang out with us for a little while.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And so he's like, they gave me Fernando's number, they gave me Betta's number, they gave me Axel's number, and they said Axel probably won't answer, so call Betta. And if Betta don't answer, call Fernando, and Fernando will get Betta to call you back. And
that's
really,
cool. Yeah,
basically, the only time Axel would call you is when shit has already hit the fan.
Yeah.
And so I saved the numbers, but I was like, I never had the courage to call. The only one I ever had the courage to call was Phil Margera, and that's because we came up with a cover story. I had another buddy of mine that had access to a lot of these phone numbers.
Yeah.
And somehow he'd gotten Phil Margera's number. But Bam was in town about a week before we called him. And we called, and it was like, is this Phil? And he's like, yeah, man, who's this? And we told him the truth. We told him who we were, but we kind of lied a little bit. The statute of limitations is long past on this.
Yeah. Fuck, it's Phil.
Yeah, and it was, and so we
dead,
said,
no, he's still alive.
Oh, okay.
We said, Bam gave us this number because we told him we were big fans, and he gave us this number and said it was okay to call this one time. And he goes, yeah, it's all good. Where are you guys from? And then he started talking to us, and I'm like, I really didn't have anything planned. We sit there and
Phil.
we talked to this dude for like almost 10 minutes.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool, man.
That's cool.
And it was mostly him asking us shit like, oh yeah, what do you guys like? You guys, and then he's like, you guys in the, so you guys are in the Mississippi thing Bam just went to.
Oh, okay.
And we were like, yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
That was our out.
Yeah.
Dustin, you see this image up here? Have you seen this thing in the news?
Yes, I have.
What do you think? What's your diagnosis?
This is officially released by the United States government, man.
I don't buy it.
You don't buy it?
Well, let's hit play. Let's put play and see the video because I haven't seen the video.
Is there? Have you? I don't. I'm pretty sure that there's only the still shot.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
There is a video, but the only thing that's public is this still shot from the video, I believe. Yeah.
Then it's probably a drone.
Well, I mean, definitely that.
So wasn't there? There was two different reportings of this same thing within like 40, 50 minutes, but it was like the span it was in was over like 600 miles.
So Jeremy Corbell actually got a hold of this image and released it. Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, who have just started a podcast called Weaponized. I've listened to like the first.
How did they get a hold of it?
That dude gets his hands.
Jeremy, people know about Jeremy because of all the documentaries he's made, and people send him shit all the time. You know, some of which, and probably maybe even most of which, is bullshit and probably fake.
If he made something up,
who, Jeremy Corbell?
Who would question it? Yeah.
Other guy the other half of his podcast is George Knapp, who to this day is a TV news reporter in Las Vegas, very well respected. He was the guy that broke the Bob Lazar story. Bob Lazar was the guy that worked at Area 51. Mm-hmm. George Knapp is he's won like 30 Emmys. Like, he's a very well respected.
I'm not gonna say he made anything up, but I will say probably somebody rendered this and sent it to him, and they just did a really good job.
I don't know, man.
Because they even thought to put the watermarks and shit over it.
I don't know.
Well, no, those are actual legit. I think that's part of the government thing that they got with the watermarks. I think all of that just shows government authenticity. Mm-hmm. I think this is a source that he has within whatever government agency that.
Then they would blur those watermarks before they send them to anybody else, because I'm sure one of those will identify where it came from. If not anything else,
but maybe that's the point.
The metadata.
Maybe that's the point, though, to identify where it came from.
An intelligence source with knowledge on the matter told the Daily Mail that the video was analyzed by experts for more than 6 years at the Joint Base Langley, Eustis in Virginia for the U.S. Central Command, but the incident remains unexplained. It was also included in the DNI's preliminary assessment of UFOs back in May 2021. So it's a legit video, at least as far as in terms of the government has come out and said, yeah, this is our video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then it's a legit video.
So, I mean, I'm not saying it's aliens, but I'm just saying, you know, that
whatever it is, it's something.
I mean, you know, but Dustin's right. I mean, even though it's from the government, it could be CGI from the government. It could be misinformation. You know, I don't know. I don't have the answers.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the heck, because I haven't seen the video.
I've never seen a drone that looks like that.
That's what they were just talking about in that article that I was reading, that if it was a drone, it wouldn't be operating as high as this thing is.
Well, and every drone I've ever seen has propellers, right? Don't they all have propellers?
How do we know it doesn't, and it's just not picking it up on the camera?
Well, that's also true. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I mean, that could be the propeller we're looking at and just spins so fucking fast that it looks like an orb.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. To me, it just looks like a silver, like metallic orb.
It does look just like
to me, it looks like a hole in the street.
I don't think
I'm not gonna lie.
I can kind of see that. I see what you're
the first thing I thought when I first saw this image was, "What? It's a fucking sinkhole."
Ooh, sinkhole.
Yeah. Dude, it's without seeing the actual video. It could be anything.
But see, that's just it. Without a video to go with it.
But the video exists, and the government says,
that's a still from it. And the government has acknowledged that that's theirs.
Why drop the still and not the video?
They didn't.
A source who has viewed the report has reported dozens of videos on classified servers displaying metallic orbs which were captured by American spy planes or drones in the Middle East.
Yes.
Similar to the image that was just released.
Yeah, these drones operate 20 to 25,000 feet up in the air. They're flying around. They're keeping an eye on bad guys all over the world, and an operator will be, zoned in looking at a town in Syria somewhere.
I got a question. How do we know they're not time travelers?
We don't know that.
We don't know that.
I would be more willing
to
bet. I would be more willing to, if I was going to subscribe to anything fantastic, time travel would be where I would go. That would be where I would put my...
That's what you would place your bets on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because,
that's a great theory.
Getting here now to here then is probably a lot easier than getting from here to some other fucking planet where there's a whole civilization.
Totally agree.
And
that's why I think that it has to be... I don't think that they're getting here from conventional means, point A to point B. I think... And that's the thing, the thing that makes sense about Bob Lazar, the guy that worked at Area 51, is, he claims that they were working with some sort of anti-gravity technology, and if you can bend gravity itself,
that's what I was thinking.
You can bend time.
You can, yeah.
Because that's what that looked like when Bob said. I was thinking of Bob Lazar and the little balls that would basically, how he put it was, if you have a mattress and you put a bowling ball down on it,
it stretches.
The bowling ball is stretching you. It's stretching universe basically towards you.
Yeah, space and time.
It pulls.
My problem with time travel is that your exit point right now, and the way I understand it, let's say all the shit that I've read, because I love this subject, is accurate, right? And that it can be done. Let's say if you happen to go faster than the speed of light, because things get heavier when they start to travel that fast anyway, and time starts to slow down anyway. So let's say you were able to break the speed of light, and it's kind of like the sound barrier. We didn't know that was there till we broke it. And let's say you broke some kind of time barrier, for example. I'm just making shit up.
It would be 186,000 miles per second, because that's the speed of light.
Then
and you need 221 gigawatts.
Where's your exit point? How do you control your exit point? Your exit point will be random. You might be in
way over my head, man.
10 billion BC. You might be in 28 trillion AD.
Well, that all depends on if you've actually figured out the science and how to pinpoint it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's possible.
That's the thing, though. Is how many chimpanzees are we going to have to shoot off into a random point in history or the future? Because it could be any time in this infinite.
Well, if you think about it, have you seen that movie on Netflix, The Atom Project? It's not bad. It's got Ryan Reynolds, but it's his dad is Mark Ruffalo, and he's in college, like a college professor, and he's teaching this thesis, right? And he gets in a car wreck and dies. Well, years later, his son becomes a Navy pilot or whatever, and ends up becoming a pilot, and champions this whatever project. And his father's thesis became a basis of a science that invented time travel. And so at one point, they show up in the past, and he goes, "Oh shit, I really did it. I invented time travel, didn't I?" And he was like, "Yeah." So he knew it was coming. He's like, "I just did it last week or something."
It totally seems, I'll just put it this way. If we could go back in time 100 years and take a cell phone with us or a fucking, Oculus headset or some shit, I mean, it would basically look like magic. Well, so with that perspective, time travel, all of that shit, it does not seem out of reach at this point.
Well, have you guys seen
based
all
on how
of
much
the,
progress we've made
the
in the
historical
past 100
photos
years?
with time travelers in them? Like the guy who looks out of place in the 1920s.
Yeah, I've
Everybody's
seen a
all
few of
decked
when
up.
he's in the hoodie and the Batman shirt.
Yeah, and then you see the gal in an old movie
Charlie
who's talking
Chaplin.
on a cell phone.
Or the guy at the Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield fight, sitting in the front row recording it on a cell phone.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
Yeah.
I don't know about those though, man.
I don't. I like those. Just
I like those too.
I like the speculation there.
Just like I like the Mandela theory stuff.
Right, but you know what? I also know how to make all that shit.
Yeah.
So I can fake all that. Somebody the other day was like,
yeah, but you can't fake the Mandela effect, though.
You can't fake.
But you can
fake
definitely
it.
put that sense of doubt in someone's mind.
Yeah, like how we all did with Click and Seth Rogen.
Right. Right.
I still post photos of me holding a DVD of Click, and it'll have Seth Rogen on the cover, and then I just won't acknowledge it.
Or Shazam, or whatever the
Shazam,
fucking the Sinbad supposed Sinbad genie movie was that we all remember.
Yeah,
you said you remember that one, don't you, Dustin?
No. Here's the thing.
Sonic Cuts.
In my mind, I have proven that false.
And how so?
Because I was convinced that the Shazam movie existed because I remembered one specific scene. I didn't remember anything else from it, but I remembered one specific scene where they're walking and they're talking in a back alley somewhere. And they're like just casually strolling and chatting. And I remembered that one scene. I was like, I know this is real because I remember we had a movie day at school. They let us watch a movie for a period.
Right.
Well,
we got those too, man.
Once a year, we would have like a movie day where instead of a class schedule, we would have a movie schedule.
Yeah.
And like every classroom was showing the same movie over and over again, and then you would like pick between the movies you wanted to see.
So like 5th grade got to watch Willy Wonka, 6th grade got to watch Fast and the Furious, and then that's what you swapped.
Yeah, and then you would swap. You'd swap to the next. Instead of going to the next class, you'd go to the next movie, and of course, you and your friends all would put together the ones you wanted to go to.
Hell yeah!
And I specifically remembered Shazam being that movie, and I remember it was 1st grade. It was Miss Thompson's room.
Yeah,
and I remembered that scene, but that's all I remembered was very vividly sitting in Miss Thompson's classroom, watching this movie and seeing this scene on that TV that they roll in.
Yeah. That's how memory. That's funny the way memories are like that. The things that you remember from your childhood, like just a 10-second blip for some reason you still remember today, even though 99% of the other shit you have no memory of.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any memories like that just don't exist anymore? Like kids will never know.
Like the smells and stuff.
Yeah, for me it was the Ditto ink, that purple ink. You'd put it on the machines and then you'd turn it around and you'd just start cranking out copies of the same thing and you could pick it up and just smell.
Or when you'd open an action figure and that new toy smell.
Anytime
anything rubber.
Yeah.
Anything made of rubber.
Anytime I walk into a building that's just had a fresh coat of paint put on the walls, it takes me back to the dojo that I used to take karate at, because when I first started taking karate there, they had just painted the walls.
Every dojo had just painted the walls.
So that smell takes me right back to 2nd grade or whenever it was that I started taking karate.
Yep.
It's crazy, dude. Other than music, smells. It's amazing how a smell will take you back to some place that you otherwise have no memory of.
Have you guys ever had something from your childhood that you just haven't had in a long time?
Yeah,
and then
from
you
time
eat
to
it
time.
And it just boom, right back to it.
Oh, the smell of a cap gun. That's another one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
You can't capture smells though, and just think of how many probably we forgot. Like when I watch these old commercial compilations on the internet from the 90s.
Yeah,
a lot of times I'll be like, dude, I haven't thought about this in fucking years, and it'll trigger a memory. I'm like, that's where that one scene came from.
Yeah, dude, I love it when that happens. I wish we had the ability to go back and relive moments like that from our childhood.
That's why in between segments here on the show, we've been putting stuff like that in, old nostalgia segments.
Man,
I've been using a lot from the
I do enjoy
old
that.
St. Louis era.
Yeah,
from
man.
when I grew up, watching those. Loved them.
Well, that's our target demographic is folks that grew up in that area.
Grew up in our area right here.
I don't necessarily I don't really think we have a target demographic, but that's our largest demographic. Is
that's who we're going for. Meanwhile, we got motherfuckers in Australia. We got
home.
motherfuckers way over here in New Zealand.
That's home. Oh, and I love all you motherfuckers in Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, I ain't saying we don't.
Scented markers. That's another one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The smell of chalk.
Oh, I didn't think of that one.
Chlorine smell of a
wax
public school.
Candies.
Yeah, or wax.
I hated
also
those.
like
Right?
wax
But my kids
candles.
deserve the right to hate them as well.
Elmer's glue.
Yeah.
I vividly remember in kindergarten, my teacher, for some reason, decided to leave the room for a minute, and I started eating the Elmer's glue. I got up on the table and started eating the Elmer's glue, and I saw my teacher. There was we had these long, rectangular, tall windows, and I saw my teacher's face in the window looking at me on top of the table eating the Elmer's glue and, giving me the fucking stink eye.
Giving you the business.
And so I put my Elmer's glue away and got back down.
Listen here, you little retard. Quit eating the fucking Elmer's glue.
Pretty much.
I was just going to ask Dave, and you totally outed yourself, but I was
Yeah.
going to be like, did you have a paste eater in your class?
That was me, bro.
I was in
was me.
the Mall of America.
Yeah, I've been there.
I was on a
Eating
business
paste.
trip.
Eating paste.
On a business trip.
Well, okay, so
I closed a couple deals, and I said, all right, it's time to relax. Get me the Elmers.
me and my partners at the time, we saw that they had a Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
And we got so excited. We saved Dave and Buster's for our last night in town.
Yeah, play
before
some
we
arcade
had to get
games,
on the plane.
Man. Yeah.
You guys went hardcore.
Oh, we went wild. But the thing, when we got there, the first thing we did was I'm like, dudes, I am not going to give my tickets to some little fucking kid. Let's go make sure they got good grown-up prizes before I spend a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, man. Dave and Buster's does.
And
they do.
Yeah.
our office was on the 3rd floor of a building that had no elevators. So every day I had to go all the way up those stairs.
Yeah.
Do you have an airplane or anything in the building, hanging?
Oh, we done so, dude. We
City
were
Museum.
HR, but we were so fucking stupid when anybody was in our office that was an outsider. We were straight laced, ties up.
Oh yeah. But the moment all those guys left,
second that guy left, was like, man, that guy was a douchebag.
That's how it is, bro.
And then
it's
we
kind
were
of like that at our
fuck
place.
that guy.
we had thrown paper planes off of there before. But the thing that we always wanted to do was walk a slinky down those long stairs.
Right.
But the problem is the slinkies were too small and the stairs were too wide, so it would come down and then it would just pile up on top of itself.
Yeah, I hate
at
it
the
when that
Dave and
happens.
Buster's, they had a slinky that was
the big
this big
Yeah.
and was this wide. And I looked at one of the girls that was with me, and I was like, I bet we could walk that slinky down our stairs. And then we all looked at each other and we was like, okay, it's 1,000 tickets. Okay, so here's what we got to do. We all
pool
got
your tickets.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we all went and started playing games with the intent on buying this giant slinky so we could walk it down the stairs. And then when Ashley Furniture bullied me out, I don't know. I didn't sign an NDA on that
That's
lawsuit.
right.
So fuck it. Yeah, when Ashley Furniture bullied me out and I sued them, I got my box in the mail that had all my shit in it that I left at my desk because that was part of the things. I want all my shit back. And one of the guys called me and was like, hey man, we heard what happened. They had us packing your shit up today. So we knew you hadn't been at work in a long time, but we
That's
didn't
bullshit.
know. So I was like, yeah, bro, thank you for calling. You know, it was that kind of call. And he goes, hey man, when you open it up, we put a surprise in there for you. And it was the slinky.
Oh, dude, that's pretty awesome.
That's nice.
You guys remember Nickelodeon GAC?
Yes.
That's what I was about to tell when I was telling that
Yeah.
story about the Mall of America. That's where I was getting it because we were talking about smells. They had a Nickelodeon store in there, and everybody was making fun of me because I bought a jar of GAC.
Yeah.
Because at that
Sniffed it.
point, I hadn't touched or seen GAC in real life in fucking 20 years.
That shit was terrible back in the day.
Yeah, I remember
And
it.
dude, I opened it up, and when I opened it up, I was like, "No, this is a nostalgia purchase." So I paid $5 for this, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to get the ultimate. I opened it up and I smelled it, and I went, "Oh my god!" And then we're passing this GAC around like a whiskey bottle, and everybody's smelling it. And we're talking about the '90s, and
Hey, what are those things that Rogan has on his podcast where they smell them and it's like fucking
So he's using smelling salts.
yeah, smelling salts.
what?
Yeah, so
when you
they're
faint?
when you faint, they'll crack the smelling salts. Well, they had some the other day in a jar.
Wait, they use them for people when they faint?
Yeah, so if you
Oh, I
pass
didn't know
out or
that.
something, they'll usually give you 2 little sticks and they'll snap it and put it under your nose and it wakes you back
Oh,
up.
shit,
Usually
I didn't know that.
It's very ammonia. It's like the worst cat piss you've ever smelled.
I remember I inadvertently smelled some of my father-in-law's pool chemicals, and, and they did that to me. Like
it'll just burn your insides.
I got a little bit of it in me, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, it was it was horrible."
No,
to
man, but those
breathe.
smelling salts, they'll do the same thing. It just like you breathe it in, and it just kind of burns your lungs for a minute.
I don't know, man. I got 2 cats. The smell of cat piss is something I'm always fighting.
See, this is like on steroids, though. It's worse than that.
Does your new house have different levels?
No, it's
yeah.
So does your
2
house,
levels?
Yeah.
Does your house have magic carpet where the cat piss just dissolves and gets sucked in? 'Cause
No.
it's that kind of carpet that you need, man, in order to really get the level of
where do you
urine
keep the
that we're
litter
talking.
box at? Downstairs or upstairs?
I keep it downstairs because downstairs is hardwood floor.
Yeah.
Good
now,
man.
here's what sucks. I've got a closet in the living room. That's where the litter box lives because that's the only place it'll fit. And now I've got this huge storage closet I can't even use because that's where the cats have to shit and piss. I'm thinking about trying to move it to the bathroom. But if I move it to the bathroom, I'm going to have to do some creative construction.
Yeah.
You should train your cats to go to the litter box on the toilet.
I thought about that. If I only had the one, I would try.
You should be able to do it with 2. If they're both super chill and like you're saying, man, if they're good pets, they should be able to do it and figure it out.
I don't know. He's seen me peeing, and it's funny because when he was a kitten,
like I ain't going in there. I'm a cat, man. What the hell?
When he was a kitten, I was peeing in the toilet, and my girlfriend comes in the bathroom, and she sees me peeing and sees the cat. She's like, "What is he doing?" Like, I don't know. I'm keeping an eye on him. I'm not gonna hit him.
He was keeping an eye on you too.
And she was like, he's so curious as to what you're. And I'm like, first off, why are you standing here watching me piss? Let me piss in peace. But then she was like, cheese ball. It works just like yours does. There's no difference here.
You know, the cat's like, me. Ow.
Scott,
fucking eye on you, man.
Cow manure, is that one bring you back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Cow
one in a
manure
while.
brings me back.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I hate cow manure. Did you ever step in one and lose a shoe?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
That shit fucking would piss
I used to
me off.
scoop it, so I know exactly what you're talking. We had pigs, cows, and...
There's a pig farm close to where I live.
Yeah, pigs by far the stankiest.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty
horses.
stinky.
So I've scooped all kinds of shit.
Horses isn't that bad.
The place
it just
that
smells
we're,
like horses.
It's rough.
The place that the VRBO that we're getting when we go to
Yeah.
Colorado, it has horses.
Yeah. I'm sure it does. It seems like every Colorado or Montana ranch type thing would have a horse there or nearby.
Yeah, it makes sense, I guess.
But yeah, I used to grow up by a pig farm. They had like the big vats and the ponds.
Yeah.
So all the pigs would shit, and then that would go down underneath it, and then they would take a big scooper and they would just push it all off to the side, and it would run down into lagoons and shit. And it literally underneath that, if you didn't have proper equipment on, there was no air. You'd die.
Oh,
Jesus, because all
Shit
the
like
methane.
because of all the methane from the pig shit.
Yeah, man.
I remember
know.
I touched a pig about 3 years ago for the first time ever.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize they kind of hurt.
What do you
Pigs
mean
are
it kinda
fucking
hurt?
assholes, dude.
Their hair.
It's
very
it's
wiry.
At first, I didn't
Coarse.
know they had hair, so I went in to pet this pig.
Yeah, they're
this
mammals.
pig.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it does have hair. I'm like, oh, it kind of hurts.
Yeah, very thick, wiry.
And they had it wrapped up like a baby. I was like, you cuddle with this?
Oh yeah,
Dude, pigs
A
are very
piglet?
smart.
Yeah.
They're very smart, man.
they're
It's a shame
buttholes,
that I
too.
love to eat them so much.
Right? It is meat is
It
murder,
is.
man. Tasty
But they
murder.
they live in root and shit. And I
Only
just can't
because they
abide that.
can't keep cool.
Do you guys think there's anything to, like Islam, and I think there's other religions that won't eat pork,
They won't eat anything that lives in roots and shit. That's the point.
Yeah.
You know why?
or like anything with hooves, right? Isn't that a thing?
Well, you know why?
Split hooves, cloven hooves.
Yeah,
That's in the
right.
Bible.
That's right.
God provides you can eat any mammal with a cloven hoof.
You know why? Because you'd get salmonella. And they didn't know what the fuck that was yet, and they probably weren't cooking their meat till it was completely done.
Yeah, makes sense.
They were doing the best they could, I'm sure.
No.
Yeah.
But like,
But that, if you think about it, that was the Chinese.
but they'd get a chicken, and then people would die. That's why you pray before a meal, because people would die from fucking dysentery.
Undercooked meat.
Why do I feel like this is a million ways to die in the West?
I'm just saying, like back in those days,
people die at the fair.
Your cause of death was what we would call a symptom today.
Right.
Like if you look at old graves and stuff, it's always like fever.
Took a shit out my penis.
Well, famously, the number one cause of death during World War I was fucking diarrhea. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that won't kill you anymore because I'd be a dead man. They usually have
that. War changed so many things for us, and we don't even, that was the turn of the century for us, but it was also the turn of the modern century. Those guys hadn't faced a machine gun up until that point. Those dudes were still arming up, thinking they were knights charging into battle.
Yeah.
You see those guys with great big fucking plumes on their head and machine gun just mow them down.
Yeah, man.
What's going on in that other room over there?
Are you seeing something over there?
I keep seeing something out of the corner of my eye. Is there anybody in there or something? Or am I just it might be one of the lights then.
No, there's nobody in there. But it's funny, you're the third person that's seen something in there tonight.
Well, that ain't even like it's been happening all night. I just keep like getting like a glimpse of like at first I thought it was your wife walking by, and I was like, well, what the fuck's she going to the garage for?
You know what, man? It's funny because that's where it all lives in this house. Is right in the not straight ahead. Right in the peripherals.
Yeah.
But here, you'll actually see something, and then you're like, did I just see something? And you look again, and it'll like come back and be like, yeah, you saw it. And then like,
yeah, dog, it's me, bruh.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, man.
I will say this, like sometimes the light,
the
rotating
light,
light, like sometimes I will think that I see something out of the corner of my eye and it's the light.
Yeah.
Try having your back to it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll sit down here and edit, and I'm just like, somebody's behind me. I know it.
Yeah. They have studied that, and humans do literally have a sense for that when somebody is watching them.
Yeah.
They've proven
like
it
a
scientifically.
sixth sense almost.
Yeah. People are able. I mean, it's not like they can do it 100% of the time,
right,
obviously, but it is a thing that humans can do.
Yeah. No, Andrea and I were talking about that tonight. I'm sorry, Mrs. Car Wash and I were talking about that tonight.
Right.
But yeah, she saw something. I think I saw something earlier. My boy, I think, may have saw something, and now you.
Damn.
We'll have to call Steve's Pest Control and get rid of that ghost.
I'm disappointed because I seem to be the only one that hasn't had anything.
Have you not seen anything tonight?
No.
Just give it time, bro.
You want to trade spots?
Me and the boys, went and watched both of the OG Ghostbusters movies.
Oh yeah. Who are you gonna call?
It scared Jack. I think the second one scared Jack.
And the first, I remember going to the theater as a kid, and the first one scared me so hard.
Yeah.
When that librarian jumped up.
Yeah,
and was
that opening scene there. Yeah.
I made my mom take us home.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I never saw the rest of it until the second one came out.
I don't think I saw that movie in the theater, but we had it on like Laserdisc,
Laserdisc.
And I watched it so many times. Oh, dude, I used to love that movie.
I remember when I was really, really little, the cartoon was on TV.
Yeah, the real Ghostbusters. Yeah. That was because I think it was Filmation had some BS Ghostbusters show with like an ape, a dude with a camera, and something else.
We watched the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie the other night.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Is that the one with the chicks?
No, this is the one where like it's like a whole separate story, and then there's like cameos, like Dan Aykroyd makes a cameo.
The dude, the Ivan
secretary,
Reichman, who made the first one and the second one, Ivan Reichman was the director.
Yeah,
it's his son, Jason, I think.
Okay,
Jason Reichman.
Yeah, there's a 3 now though, right?
Yeah, this one.
Is Dan Aykroyd still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah, he's still.
Oh, so they have finally made Ghostbusters 3.
They've made 2 more since then. They've made the one with the girls, which was an absolute fucking flop.
Yeah, nobody bought
all
that.
the guys were in it. And then this one, and they actually got Sigourney Weaver in this one.
Okay.
And this one, they because
is the newest one the one with all the guys in it? Is it called Ghostbusters 3?
Afterlife.
Oh well, no, dude, that's the one. Well,
this is the one that you just watched where Egon was dead.
They're in it, but like for most of the movie, they're not in it.
Yeah, it's all cameos.
Yeah.
So
like
they're
to me,
too
it's
old
not,
now.
It's not a true like Ghostbusters movie.
Well, and what's his name? The dude who plays Egon is dead. The Harold Ramis. Harold Ramis died.
Right.
And he was dead when this movie started, and they actually have him in the movie. It's amazing.
CGI?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Dude, they CGI'd the guy that played in Star Wars.
Tarkin?
Yeah.
Yo, dude, that was amazing.
Dude.
When I saw that in Rogue One,
yeah,
they have Peter Cushing's character, Grand Moff Tarkin. Mm-hmm. He's been dead for 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I could have sworn that was him.
It's pretty amazing.
But you know what?
There are some scenes where you can tell.
Yeah.
After it meant like the illusion.
The Leia one was the worst because it looks shitty.
Have you seen the Luke one?
So did you hear about how that went down? So in season, 2 of The Mandalorian, where Luke shows up and he saves the day by being a badass, that was the worst fucking CGI I'd ever seen. I hated that shit. It looked terrible. Then the next season where he's training Grogu, the little baby Yoda dude, that was a fan that he even criticized the old CGI. I remember this. This was an awesome story. So this fan criticized the CGI and then put this out and was like, I could have done better.
And did.
And then Lucasfilm saw it and hired him. And the season of the last one, season 2 or 3 or whatever it was in Book of Boba Fett. I know what you're talking about, though. That was this dude, though. That was the fan guy. They paid him to do it. That is the most bitching thing I've ever heard.
It's a dream come true for a Star Wars fan.
Well, one of the things that they did, though,
and then he hates it if he's a real Star Wars fan. He fucking hates it.
Absolutely.
One of the things they did right with Luke, though, is they didn't Return of the Jedi him.
Yeah.
They aged him up from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And so I got to thinking, I was looking at it, I was like, man, this guy they got playing Luke Skywalker, that's kind of, and then I was like, it looks like Luke Skywalker, but older.
Yep.
And then I got to look and I was like, wait a minute. And so I had to look it up because it was fucking weird. It's like, is this CGI? And then turned out it was CGI. Yeah. But I was like, at first I thought it was a whole new guy playing Luke, and I was like, yeah, at least they got a guy that kind of looks like an older Luke. But
the worst part as a sound guy that I found, none of the voice was all AI voiced. All
Mark
the
Hamill?
voice work was not Mark Hamill.
Oh.
That was so disappointing. It's like, oh, you're killing me. So now you
could have done Mark Hamill's voice.
You can make Luke Skywalker without Mark Hamill now.
I don't know, but if he's going to step in a thing and do some voice acting, he's probably going to talk like this.
Probably. That dude is amazing.
His Joker is the best.
See, that's so sad because now without Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy is the voice of my childhood Batman.
Yeah.
He was the doo-doo voice Batman in the animated series. He's the guy that's been voicing him in all the Arkham series. Like, he is the voice of Batman, and he passed away.
He's dead now.
Yeah, and he passed away not too long ago.
Boys, episode 141 in the books.
Here you go, brother man. Let's get that.
We got 2.5 full segments out of Dustin tonight.
We did.
Sorry, brother. Had to give you shit one more time, dude. We don't care. It's all good. It's all
good. No, I'm not sorry because
once we made sure you were alive, we were like, "Fuck him, let's go."
Yeah. That's what I feel bad for. Is like freaking you guys out or something.
Don't worry about it, man.
I mean,
we're just like mental note. Dustin takes naps, right?
Dude, I bet he finally slept in.
I'm gonna file that one away, man.
Well, I left you the most weird message too. I was like, "Hey, man, just checking to see where you're at and making sure everything's okay."
I don't even have that.
All right, bro. Well,
you need to listen to it. You need to listen to it.
I don't even have a voicemail notification.
Oh, it'll be there.
I don't ever get voicemails really anymore.
I
don't ever listen to voicemails. I think we ran out.
We did, but that's okay.
That's all right, man.
Okay.
So while our music is playing again, thanks to all our Patreon patrons.
That's right.
You guys get to head on over to patreon.com/theold77podcast for After Hours.
Including our newest Patreon subscriber, my boy Kevin. Who was on last week, and we had a great time. He got to bend some shit.
Right.
Got to not bend some shit, too.
Smoke some weed.
He didn't smoke weed.
He didn't smoke weed.
He was cool. We did, though.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
It's almost, though, like expected if you're going to come here.
Well,
I'm kidding. It's not expected.
It's not frowned upon.
We don't peer pressure.
No, it's a safe place, bro.
Who else we got? We got JT from the Paranormal Son.
There you go. There's one.
We got the homie Jamie at In the Groove Records. We got the homie Dub IZ.
What up, Dub and fam? It's Chess Team.
We got our good friends Jeff City Paranormal Society.
Yes,
I think I'm missing one.
Got one more.
Come on.
I'm trying to think. So you've got dude, it's the guy you always forget.
Biscuit Strength. I'm just kidding, Biscuit. I meant to do that, bro.
No, he didn't. No.
Yeah, I did.
We miss you, Biscuit.
I'm telling you, man. He's gonna swim up the toilet one day and kick your colon in the ass.
I know, right?
If anybody could do it.
It deserves it.
He's a man.
See you next week, folks. Thanks for listening.
See you guys.
Where was I today?
For a transcript of the Old 77 podcast, write down everything the boys say.